And we are back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 11, episode 23. And with today's episode of the Cloud9 podcast, this will conclude season 11 of the show. So thank you to every single person that has watched this show since the beginning or whenever you have chosen to watch this show, actually. And as I always say, if you are a returning viewer or new viewer, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have not already, leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell. That way, you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And this is going to be an episode where we completely shit on the LEC. So if you are a sensitive little bitch, or if you're just a loser that likes to believe in fairy tales and lol cows and I don't know, Juju the fairy dust angel, well, this isn't the episode for you. The LEC, the games I saw today were so unbelievably bad that it led a team that was basically already mathematically knocked out of playoffs, but that wasn't the case because apparently, even if you are a team that is 1-7, you could literally still make playoffs. Even though I've always said this for, formats like this as well, which is I really don't understand why there is not a mathematical cutoff for a team that has already lost that much, actually. But joining me here in this episode to talk about, the competitive League of landscape that we have to end up going over and be completely disappointed by, Mr. Blanks. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, today was gone weird. It's weird in general. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because you remember last week we talked about it. I said, there's a good chance Mount Lions could still make playoffs. It's a long shot, and they made it.
It's
Out of
so
all
bad.
the long shots, they made it. Yep. And I'm like,
Oh, gosh.
yeah.
There's not even just one thing to go over about how bad this is today. So I know people were like blaming the format. So
Yeah.
the only tweak that I would potentially ask if the format could make is if they would up the amount of teams that get knocked out. Because I think that's the real reason why people are not feeling it, is because if only teams 10th and ninth get knocked out, which I don't mind that. Like the worst team should already like be out early enough because, you know, I like seeing a team basically that bad move on would just be not worth it. I think what they
Yeah.
should do is that they should basically up the amount of teams that get knocked out in the first round. So instead of just two teams, you'd make it four. So they only like what top six go from
Yeah.
that part of the format. That's really all you really need to tweak it to make sure it's a lot more competitive. Is because basically if you are a team from seventh to what eighth, actually, that
Yeah.
means you just have range to just be shit, honestly, because you're not exactly out into the best of threes. Then when you get to the best of threes, you're just what out in like what one round essentially,
Yeah.
depending on the seeding. Because I know that LCS changed theirs where like you now everyone starts on the winners bracket, so you get like there's no like just one clear like shot if you're on the losers bracket, right? That's
Yeah.
what needs to happen for the LEC format is because I was thinking about it and people were talking about it and I was like, what else could they really do to improve it? Because I really don't mind the format. I actually like it. But, I would personally say make more spots available to kick teams out because, like, just look at this split, for example. Team Heretics, Giants, Vitality, Mad Lions. What? That's like four teams right there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll be honest here. Those teams were all competing with each other to be like the worst team in the league, but two of them get to go further because of how many slots the LEC actually does when you have this portion of the format. Only two teams get kicked out, right?
Yeah.
Because then when you start throwing in the likes of Rogue, okay, they've been bad all year. Rogue have been actually bad all year. They've been bad all year, okay? Not a. You know what I think about today at work, dude? What was
Yeah.
Rogue's only like a testament to anything this year? Is the reason why people mention them. It clicked in my brain. The only thing that Rogue was even mentioned for is that they would randomly beat G2 in best
Yep.
of ones. That wouldn't matter in the grand scheme of things because G2 would win the splits. Every single time G2 beat Rogue in one of these games, past splits, they've won the split. Except the spring one from last year.
Exactly.
That's the only reason why Rogue is talked about. Other than that, Rogue is complete trash. The only good game they even played this split was against G2. And
No.
that one they actually lost. That one, this split they actually lost. Like Rogue has been bad all year, but the format is designed in a way where a team, like if they even squeak to like eighth, they get in playoffs. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, what the LEC should do next year going forward. If you want to keep this format, I don't mind it. I like it. Just up the spots for teams to get knocked out. That'll hopefully shape some of these teams up because it's so forgiving if you're fucking seventh and eighth. Like who's out of the form? Who's out right now? Vitality is done, right? They can't
Yep.
make season finals at all. They said, right? Else I'm wrong.
Rogue can't. I think
Rogue can.
Vitality. I think Vitality can. I'm not 100% sure.
So yeah, that's just fucking atrocious. That's just bad. That fact that I have to see more weeks of Team Heretics. Shit. Well, that's
Yep.
not good, actually. So aside from that, I would say, two more slots to add to teams not being good because, it's so forgiving if you're a bad team from seventh to eighth, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
this split for sure is the most eye opening for that because teams like Giant X, they've been really bad. Dude, Antonio lost to Kana 1v1. I don't think
Yep.
there's any worse tilt than that. Kana decides all of a sudden that this week he's going to actually press his buttons and fight somebody 1v1. This is the only time he's did it. I'm not saying that's win trading, but holy shit, is that bad. He literally fought the first time ever. And then, you know what happened after he won that 1v1? He literally fought.
Yeah.
He is such a dirty, filthy fucking inter.
Oh shit.
He literally does nothing on stage. He does fucking nothing. I don't think I've ever seen this in a player. They just, well, beside like how Wonder's been playing for a while, like they just
Yeah.
go to lane, play Farm Simulator, and start playing Farm Simulator until the game's over. That's all he does. He does
Yep.
nothing. He literally does nothing. Why? Like, yeah, Cabalshard was shit too. At least Cabalshard attempted to play the game.
Unless
I will
he,
give him that. At least he tried something, and he still was
unless he was
ass.
enthusiastic about it. Connor doesn't look. He just looks like, okay, cool. I'm playing League. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a. Oh, I like playing League. I'm just, you know what I'm saying. You want your players to be happy.
Yeah.
Kind of just looks like a grown Korean. Like I was like, okay, this motherfucker.
He's doing that thing we talked about where it's like playing not to lose. He's not playing to win. Okay, like
Yeah.
I would somewhat respect that if he was at least making
Yeah.
plays. He's not even making plays. He's just ass. He's just not good at all. Like I've had to watch this guy for weeks just do nothing on stage, and it's like, Carmine Corp, what are you doing? Like they threw out Bo, even though he wasn't their issue at all, for closer,
Yeah.
who has the same issues, and he's actually himself been running it down completely. Like closer single handedly lost him that game yesterday against SK.
Yeah.
Like just single handedly threw that entire game away. And then, the G2 game against Team Heretics today was just What was that? Someone please explain to me what the hell that was. Because that was, you could on one hand say G2's not caring. They already made playoffs and Team Heretics is trash anyway. Playing with their food. I don't know what
Yeah,
that was,
those
but
play
God,
with their food.
I was like, man, the macro decisions were so bad. The engages were awful. Mickey X was like just running in and just giving up the game back, just constantly just keep killing himself, just
Yep.
repeatedly, just chain
But
feeding.
but the one thing that G2's Team Iraq's match, that's when it was at its most hype. That's when the audience
So
loved it.
bad. It's so bad. The only time we get anything out of these teams is if G2 potentially may have like consciously thought in their heads, hey, let's just say fuck it. You know? Because
Yeah.
But Mickey
What
X, to be
the,
fair, he's had these issues pretty much all year, actually, constantly going in when he shouldn't really, just dying constantly. You
yeah.
know, I wonder how differently people would feel about him if he was on like Vitality instead of Hillosang. He himself has not looked that good as he did last year, actually. And today
Yeah.
was the biggest egregious point of it. But remember when they were playing against them in the jungle and he just Nautilus hooked in, they just killed himself before they could even follow up. I'm like, okay, I know he's better than this. Like, I maybe they're at the point now where like they know they're going to get it together in playoffs to the point where a team like them is a team like Team Redison is just purely nothing. Like they know they can still win despite
Yep.
putting up that level of like macro. Because people like they're in, even when Team Heretics were able to somewhat fight them in the early game,
Yeah.
it didn't matter. They still ended up even gold lead. They still managed to play the team fights out a little bit more better, you know? Oh god, like Hansama picked Caitlyn. They didn't do that well in lane. They actually got out 2v2'd, but Hansama just played the team fights better. And I told people this before, it doesn't really matter sometimes if you lose lane. It just depends on how well are you able to play out that situation. Now it depends on certain champions because Caitlyn's a champion where if you don't really stomp the early game, you are essentially just kind of like a CSing bot until she comes back online later in the game. You know? So I will say Hansama didn't do that well in lane, but he was able to play safe enough to,
Yeah.
recoup his recoup to get an advantage back. That's not going to happen against Asian teams. Like if you are behind on killing against an Asian team, they will not let you have that at all. Like the reason why G2 can get away with things like this here is because no team punishes that. There's no way you should be Caitlyn that far behind and nothing can come of it. You know, like they're just so bad they can't even play out any scenario possible. You know, uh, Fnatic, right? Fnatic
Yeah.
undefeated the entire split until that G2 match. Lose the G2 match, then proceed to go 0-3 drop. Man, it sounds like we're at locals, honestly.
Hmm.
Just 0-3 drop.
That's
They
how it
lost
be
one game to
sometimes.
G2. 0-3 drop.
Yep.
Actual dog shit mental on this fucking team. Terrible. Like, that's so inexcusable to just go straight 0-3. Like, you started out undefeated, you lost one game. All right, cool. And they know they're probably frauds to G2. Doesn't mean you just start running it down their other three games. Today was the biggest egregious example of it when Razor was on Ivern. Remember that?
Yep.
Like, oh my god. Like, can you explain to me what has happened with them to the point where they lose a single best of one to a team? And so that means they just fucking grief every other game? I don't get it.
Sometimes you peak at the wrong time. That's what happened to Fnatic. They were peaking and then like I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes you just
This
peak at
keeps
the wrong time.
happening, though. We've talked about this many weeks on the show throughout the year. This
Yeah.
keeps happening. They'll lose like one game. It's like, bro, it's all right. It's literally not the end of the world. It's literally not. Like I promise you, the world will still be here if you
Yeah.
just play well tomorrow. They act like this shit's over. And the game against G2 was relatively kind of close. I mean, Radzork had to kind of pause the game
Yeah.
because for some reason they said he had a fly on his PC, which I understand. Like flies are annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
But like they're not bad enough to lose in this fashion, you know. BDS, I'll have to give it to them. They've looked pretty good throughout the entirety of the split. I don't think there's been like a super egregious game they've played really, you
Yeah,
know, except that maybe it was a Carmine Corp one that they played. There was one game they had. I think it was the Adam where he's on like Yasuo top or something. I will say if they make Worlds, I'm not exactly surprised at all.
yeah,
Because given the state of the LEC, I think it's easy enough for a team like them to make it past. Because you know what they've done, dude? All they've done is essentially just enable Ice. Ice, I'll
yeah,
say, has become one of the actual best ADCs in the league. Not because of like raw skill mechanics or anything. Playing. He's just playing really safe and knowing when to go in. Remember, teams in the LEC have gotten so bad that they just started picking Jinx because none of the teams know how to close out properly. Hence, fucking Vitality and SK today. Vitality had a good shot at winning, yet they forgot how to play a team fight. They can't team fight. It's just, oh god, man. Oh, this league is terrible. Oh, it's so bad. It's guys. I was contemplating getting that rope over there when I was watching these games. I'm like, god damn, these teams are like just awful. Now you know why G2 can fucking just win every single split in a row. There's no competition here, you know. I'll ask you.
yeah.
Any other thing that we missed from the LEC actually? What's up,
Um,
Emerald Eye Man?
fuck. Rogue's absolute dog shit that we know of, but now it's to the point of yeah,
Guys, yeah, Rogue is done for the whole year, right? Yeah, Rogue is over.
they're
Yep,
done.
yeah, their entire year is over. Uh, I'll just be honest here. Team Heretics might as well be over themselves. You know, like a lot of these teams still in are just like GX. Like, come on, like GX, we know ain't shit. You know, like GX is bad. You know, uh, what a team. Oh, I'll talk about SK. So SK had a weird week. So SK against Carmine Corp were losing in the early
Yeah,
game, and then what I this is what I think a lot of teams could take note of is that they knew they were losing a little bit of pressure on the map. They turned around and just this is probably the best macro I've seen out of one of these teams like all year is that they actually just out macroed, you know, and they went and just out macroed Carmine Corp throughout the entirety to get a massive gold enough advantage to, you know, beat them. The new bot lane has treated them very well, you know, and the bot lane is good enough to know, hey, if we're not strong enough at a single point in the game, we're not going to really like go in. Well, at least Rahel knows that. Luon, if he's playing engaged supports, they
yeah,
usually just kind of sacrifice him. But this is why their bot lane gets to stand apart from the other ones because I mean, throughout the entire split, Rahel's never actually went in and just threw himself to die. He's really good at knowing when to go in, knowing when to go out, all that kind of stuff. So like SK this week, I mean, Irrelevant had probably one of the best plays of the year in the LEC. The Gnar 1v3 triple kill. That was really good on his part. He's probably going to get an offer from a more top org next year if he can continue his form. He's did very well throughout the entirety of the year, honestly. I will say Izmo still looks bad. That guy's honestly never looked good the entirety of the year. He's just not good.
yeah.
Nitsky's had a so split, like not terrible, nothing great. Just he exists. Honestly, you know, I don't know if that's bad or good. It just depends on how you view that. The bot lane has been a complete upgrade over Exekick and DOS. I know I think last month you asked me who would I change. Yeah, it said the bot lane. The bot lane was not good anymore. Swap them out for Wong Ching Chong egg roll motherfuckers. You know, get them in there. And then hey, look, one of their 80 their ADC is like one of the best in the league. He's actually played very well. So, what about Vitality? You want to talk about Vitality?
Yeah, they're absolute trash.
They don't have a team. Their team is bad. People,
They
Hillisang
just
is terrible.
they're just built to five. They're five guys playing solo queue together. That's what it is.
It is beyond terrible how bad Hillisang is. We're at a
Yeah,
point. This guy just goes in and offs himself, right? And you know what? He knows they're on their last leg for the year, for their entirety of the year. And guess what he does, people? He even does it today. Did you not? You saw the game today, right? He's
that's
doing
all
it
that.
today. He's doing it today On the final day, you have to win these games in order to get to the next stage and continue your year. He's still running in and just offing himself like some hoe on the street. That's why he said Hillsang is everyone's support. That's everyone's girl right there, just getting blown out by everyone. God damn. That Alistar game, awful. Nautilus game, terrible. Like, and then you know what Vitality does, people? Vitality have literally been Bizarro G2 ever since they joined the goddamn league. Outside of like 2018, they've been awful. That Vitality have sucked. Let's use this year for example. Just this past split, Vitality had Douglas that was not great, not good. He was just kind of IE. That's what black people say. He's kind of IE. He was kind of IE. He was like okay. And they're like, you know what? We got like kind of decent results with that guy. Somewhat in winter and somewhat in spring. New guy, Linces, come in.
Lucas.
Link, yeah, what? You're like, wait, what? People don't understand. There's a reason why you don't swap out junglers. Most important split. It's very rare that ever works because when you swap out a jungler, your entire early game macro prep, all that stuff, all that early game shit people talk about, all changes because different junglers want to do different things early game. It's literally just how it works, you know? So I'd imagine you scrim with Douglas all year, and then you get to a point where you swap out this new guy. Remember, Douglas was new himself, but he got an idea of like how to minimize his mistakes better and better each week. He was still not good, but it wasn't like as bad as Lincoln's has been. Lincoln's has just been not good at all. He's not had a single standout game at all. He can't dive. He can't out jungle his enemy opponent. He can't really even deep ward in the right places. Do you know Matt Dash? Why is he here other than like Mac and Mac's coach that's with him, the assistant guy? I forgot his name. He was on Mad Lions last year too.
Yeah.
What's the reason to put him in? This guy better have been fucking owner in scrims to justify his existence on as a starting spot on the roster. There's just no way he should be even playing. He looks like he can barely tie his own shoes instead of playing on stage. Like, what are we doing? Are we just giving LEC spots to free because we like somebody over another person?
I mean,
like that move essentially tanked the entirety of their year at this point. The year's over because they were like, you know what? Let's gamble because the LEC is so bad. We'll just put in this random in the most important split. It's like fucking hell.
No, it was over when they replaced. No, it was over when they replaced Bo last year, and then they just kept adding.
Oh yeah.
But bringing in Lincoln was just like, oh okay, yep. This team has no idea what the fuck they're doing, and keeping Hillsing after
they saw what he did on Mad Lions. They saw what Hillsing did on Mad Lions, and they're like, we can do it. We can unlock him.
Yep.
No, they just no. And Mac, the head coach, who's on my Mad Lions last year, he knows who Hillsing is because he literally was with him all year. There is no, I didn't know he wasn't like this. He knows this and just kept having Hillsing. You know, I literally don't know. Photon gave up the entirety of the split. Photon, who was arguably at least top 4, top laner in the league, went from someone that was competitively viable to just a guy that gave up on his team so hard he became Kana for a split. He was like, fuck it. I'm here. I exist. Vethio really never had any standout games all year, despite the off like LeBlanc, Akali game here and there. You know, he started running it down a lot. Karzi was like their only good player throughout the entirety of the year, but at a certain point, even he couldn't carry anything because the team just had no identity. The team completely was trash throughout the entirety of the year. I don't think was there a week where they even looked good, like actually cohesively good. I'm talking like week to week, even in playoffs. There was never a week they looked good. The only series they ever week. I think the only week they ever looked good was when they beat SK. Remember, I think it was in winter. They beat SK when people thought the SK were the stronger team. That might have been the only best of series they played all year where they looked like somewhat of a competitive team. Oh, my bad. There was the Fnatic series. That was in spring. That was it.
Oh, yeah.
But even that was bad. Even that was pretty, up and down, actually. So I'll ask you, man, anything you want to say about Vitality? Since they're done. The year's over for them. So
Yeah, they're done. I'm gonna look up the see. I gotta see the points because the Leaguepedia. I think Leaguepedia is the one that has because
you want to see the points? Okay, give me one sec. I'll
yeah,
bring it right now.
I'm bringing. Yeah, I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Or
LEC. Oh my god. Thank you, ads. Fucking ads. All right, championship points. Would you do? Yeah, well, they would have to be in the season finale. Or
yeah,
they had 45 points from winter, 70 from spring, and 0 from summers. They have 115 points total.
okay.
So they actually might be in season finals, honestly.
Yeah, they might be. Well, you go to Wikipedia or did you go to the other
Yeah, I have
website?
it. Yeah, I have it. Yeah.
No. Oh no. Where'd you go? Did you go to Wikipedia?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I sent it to the other
Because that's where
website.
you said to go, and I was like, okay, it's right here. Okay, I'll show you guys this right now. Okay, give me one sec. Okay, hit share screen.
Am I not seeing it? Where the fuck?
Give me one sec. It's right here. It should be under under championship points under the tabs. Yeah, Vitality, 115 points. So
Okay.
potentially they're gonna be in season finals.
Summer standings.
Yeah.
Nah. Why didn't I show them on my side? What the fuck?
Are you on the championship points tab?
No, that's what I'm trying to see. It's nowhere. Let's see.
So let's see. SK 125, Team RS 130. So the only team that can't mathematically make it, and they can't because they're out today, is
It's Rogue.
Rogue. Yeah.
Rogue has no points.
Rogue have nothing. And Carmine Corp just have summer split. So if they lose in the playoffs at all, they're done. And Giant X have the lowest championship points. So Giant X have to essentially win out from here, I think, up to like top 4.
Yeah, because G2 is the only one that's secured. G2, Fnatic, BDS, and actually Battle Lion might be secure too. That's the crazy part.
They probably are because of the winter final. Winter final gets them 100 points.
Because it depends. Because right now, 100, they're at 200. Okay, it's top 6, right?
Yes.
Top 6, okay. That's mean the winner of Winter Spring G2, they got 265. Them in 2 splits got more than some teams in 3 splits. That's me. Summer gives you 180. Carmine Corp has to win to even have a chance, and they might still miss it.
Yeah, that's the sad reality of what they're at.
Cause right now, because you get 45, you get 45 for just making it. That's mean. If Giant X, if that's me, you get 45. Now Giant X, if Giant X goes, put it. If Giant X is 6th place, pretty much. If they, I think, win the series or something over Team Vitality or something, Giant X, they can knock out Team Vitality. Right now is the teams that are guaranteed are G2 and I think that's it. I think that's
G2 is the only guaranteed team. I mean, Fnatic and Team BDS might as well be a guaranteed teams as well, given how much points they have. It says due to G2 Esports back-to-back victories in the winter and spring seasons, the number of teams qualifying through championship points increased. Okay.
Yeah. Because pretty much this is whoever wins summer gets 180. Okay, let's say G2 doesn't win summer, but they get like 6th place. They get another 65. That's mean they'll be at 330. They'll be at 330 because you'll add 20
Yeah.
points. You'll add whatever points. It's whatever points. It's whatever points you top minus 45. That's mean. Okay. Trying to see 180. That's me 40. That's me adding 175 points. Carmen Corp will be at 180. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's say 175. Fnatic would be at 360.
Yeah. Like I would have to assume these guys are locked. Like Fnatic and Team BDS. I would have to assume that.
G2 Fnatic BDS are locked. Mad Lions, if they make top four, they're locked. Team High Radix.
And so let's say SK Gaming get to that winners or like an upper bracket final. I'm pretty sure that would like lock them, right?
Yep, they're locked in because they'll be no less than third, and that's another.
So the goal is basically make like upper bracket finals, lower bracket finals. Yeah. Well, we'll finish here with the LA thing. Go to the LCS. And obviously, as everyone knows, we'll go more into this later on in the week on Thursday because there's no games coming up for a bit because of the Esports World Cup. And obviously, we're going to cover that because, fuck bacon people. All right, so, Rogue.
Yeah.
Rogue's just been awful the entire year. Just bad.
Absolute trash.
Comp doesn't care anymore. Larson doesn't care. These are players that have won a split before. They don't give a fuck anymore.
I think Comp cares, but you realize that they gave him a shit support.
Yeah, you can't win with Zolies. I was willing to be like, okay, first split jitters, it's fine, but the spring and now summer, it's just nope. You can't salvage that guy. It's just not going to work with Comp. Or maybe Comp's not the ADC that can really unlock, that guy, or vice versa. Because Zolies looks like he's just all out of sorts with how they want to play the game. Finn's probably just a meme at this point, what's his name? Marcoon. Like even today, can't land Sejuani ults. Can't drive a Rift Herald. What are we doing?
At that point, they're already fucked. At that point, when you out here can't win team fights, and then your bot lane gets caught out, and your top lane can't even stay in lane long enough. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what else you do. It's like, this team's just absolute shit.
Yeah, and I mean, people have said that this is not Larson's meta, and yeah, like that can be a piece of criticism for a lot of people. But he's not looked good all year, though. But he's not looked good all year, though. There was a meta where it was LeBlanc, Akali, Silas, Orianna. He wasn't good in those either.
Not even that. He hasn't looked good in 2 years.
Yeah, he went from winning a split, top 8 team in the world, to giga griefing last year with Koi to this one.
Yep.
He's not been a top 4 mid laner for a while, people. He's just kind of ran it down himself. Maybe he's I feel like every player on this team realized the writing was on the wall. None of these guys are good together. Not good together individually. Like, Marcoon probably isn't getting a team next year. There's no way you pay... There has to be a buttfuck random Korean player that's better than that guy. Come on, there has to be.
But after seeing some of the Koreans that came over this year, would you want to bring them over? Bring over the Koreans? Yeah. I mean, you saw Kana, and you're like, Juhan's not bad, but he's not a shit team.
Yeah. There has to be an ERL jungler that's better than Marcoon. There has to be. Please tell me there is. Because Marcoon is awful. This man, guys, can't land Sejuani ult. You know how easy it is to land that shit? Even if you can't land it, you can literally throw it, and then it has the pop animation where it freezes somebody, and it slows them. He didn't even use it for that. He's
I
just
rather still,
trash.
I rather still have him than Linkus, like
God, man. I mean, hey,
or
man, Lincoln's.
Isma. If I'm SK, I would see if you could get Marcuna SK. He's better
What's
than
crazy?
Isma.
He was on SK last year. That's crazy,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. Maybe he was just better. Who's SK's mid laner last year? I forgot his name. It was that other guy that was not good. I forgot his name. But oh my goodness,
Oh,
Finn.
fuck. Oh, yeah. I don't think he's playing in the league now.
Goodness gracious, it was the guy who was basically on the level of Nook last year, but he was like okay. He had like some pop off games here and there. That guy I think should be in the league to a certain extent, maybe on a bottom team. But yeah, Marcoon just not it with Larson placed out. There's just no synergy there. The bot lane is on their own island, just fucking off, doing whatever, and you just have Finn, who's just a feeding fuck. That's all it is. Then Finn is like, you know what? I'm gonna be the carry today. I'm gonna pick Fled.
Last year it was Certis.
Oh
I
yeah, it
think it
was
was,
Curtis. It wasn't that bad. He was all right. It was
yeah,
decent.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I would.
He was there. He was there for 2 years. It stunk. It
Yeah,
got,
I would say the
yeah,
first year he wasn't good. Like he had a few odd game here and there. I
yeah.
keep. Otherwise, I gotta factor in like if you're on SK, you're probably getting like trash teammates anyway, like bargain bin fucking players you probably shouldn't be able to work with. But you know, SK managed to make it work this year with how bad Yzma's been. But yeah, that's it for Rogue. I mean, I could talk about Team Heretics, but what is there to talk about? Guys, their ADC had 9 kills on Zeri, Flackid, and they still couldn't find a way to make that work. Their ADC had 9 kills. Their Zeri did like a lot of damage in that game, and they still couldn't find a way to make it work. Okay,
Because they couldn't team fight at the end. Like
Wonder is
definitely when you get backdoored twice. Yo, think about it. They got saved by the inhib,
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
and
they only
then
really like had the game in their hands for keeping it alive because G2 didn't end fast enough, and made Mickey X just kind of what today
Mickey
he
S
wanted
was
this.
griefing, and Broken Blade was taking his time trying to get to the shit, and then he finally decided, oh, let me end. The inhib coming up like, fuck. And then
Oh,
yeah, yep. I was like, shit. Oh yeah, not Team RX is bad. Yeah.
Wonder is playing scared on Cassante. Wonder is playing scared on Cassante. Yankos hasn't looked good all year. The Trimby pickup at first made sense, but then you're looking at it now and it's like that's not really helped them at all, honestly. Zyru or Ziru,
Yeah,
he's
Lyra.
just they had that little small honeymoon phase when he first joined, and like I mentioned in a few of the other past shows, that honeymoon phase is over. He's just basically he plays like an ERL mid laner. That's what he does. That's who he is. He's not really looked anything past that, honestly. What else is there? I mean, there's Giant X, but Giant X literally just rely on Patrick being on Jinx. That's really all they've relied on. You know, and not like he's played Jinx very well. It's more like, hey, this champion will actually outscale all their champions. Just play safe and then just help us win. That's it. That's it. Their plan was, hey, I'll just give Patrick Jinx like they did with Ice. It's an effective strategy. It worked out given how bad the league is right now, honestly. All right. What other thing did you want to talk about for the LEC? Any other team, honestly?
Um, now we talked about all them.
Yeah, we did.
BDS
I
is the
think
second best
BDS is
team.
definitively second best team. Oh, fuck yeah! As of today, this is the first time since spring of 2015, which is when I first started watching all this shit, like regionally with
Yeah.
Europe. The first time SK's actually ended up first.
Yep.
That was when they had Forgiven and Senscarin, guys. Crazy.
Yep.
This is the first time since 2015 spring for when that's back when it's called the European LCS. This was the first split that Hylissang even competed in professionally when it was on
Oh,
Unicorns of
damn.
Love. This is the first time SK has been first place.
Damn.
That means
Okay.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Well, they weren't in the league, I think, because they got relegated for a little bit. Because they got relegated in
Yeah.
2016. They came back in 2019, actually.
Yeah.
So
2019, and then they played their first split again in 2020.
no, they played in 2019. It was 2020. They were really bad. They had 2019, 2020, 1, 2, 3. They haven't been. They realistically have not been competitive in like so many years. I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, this org has been bad. You know, they only started kind of picking it up like last year when they got some decent off reject rosters together. You know, so it reminds me of like the old CLG roster where they would kind of get like ragtag decent players to work together, and then they dropped
Yeah.
X-Kick and Comp. Now, yeah, they dropped X-Kick and DOS and they look better now. Gee, I wonder why. I mean, they should also drop Izuma too. I think it would be a lot better if they just dropped Izuma as well. That guy is not
Yeah.
good. It's bad. They lucked out in getting Niski. That was really good on their part. They lucked out in getting Irrelevant. That was good on their part. They got a really good bot lane. You swap out a jungler. I don't know. And someone say, put in Bo. Sure, fuck it, I guess. Throw in Bo over Izuma. Anything but that guy. He's just bad. God damn. All right. Let's see what else is there. Oh, yeah. LCS. You watched the LCS games this past
Yeah, I
week?
like them.
Me too. Okay. Impact. As we mentioned last week's show, Impact ended up having more career wins in the LCS than Bjergsen. Definitely a player that, you know, has been here for a very long time. He's did very well. He just won another split earlier this year on Team Liquid. A lot of people want to potentially have him in the top 5 best LCS players of all time. I don't think that's anything wrong with that, honestly. The reason why I don't think he couldn't necessarily challenge for like top 2 or first place is because, not because him specifically, he plays a role where it's not as flashy as the other 2 roles are. Like, if you play mid lane like
Yeah.
Bjergsen has or double lift, when you make a highlight play, it looks a lot more big, right? If you're a top laner, the way you get super hard recognition is if you're as good as the Shy was, or you're as good as Smeb is, or you're as good as Zeus is, or you're as good as Keen is. You know, Impact hasn't really been that mechanically good for a very long time, but he's just been able to be super consistent and stable. You know, Impact just doesn't really play a role that allows him to look like that. You know, if you're looking at longevity, he's played longer than Bjergsen and Doublelift has at this point. You know,
Yeah.
how many titles has Doublelift won? Like 8? I think I said
Yeah.
right. 10. How many times has he won? CLG. Back to goddamn 4 on
He got
TSM.
the 4 team. He got the 4
Three.
team
He won 3 on
liquid.
TSM. Yeah, he won 3 on Team TSM. He won
4 on
4 on
team
TSM.
liquid.
It was 4. The 3 straight and then the 2021. He won 1 on CLG. He won 4 on Team Liquid.
That's
He
9.
won 9. Damn, fuck.
And
Impact's won
I think
4
Impact
on
got
Team
2
Lick.
of the. Yeah, 4 team liquid.
Oh, sorry, 5.
Or
5 starting
5.
this year. Yeah. No, he's
Yeah.
only ever won on Team Liquid. Oh, he ran on EG.
EG. Yeah, the 1 on EG.
Yeah.
Did he win 1 on Cloud9?
No, he never did. He got very close. He never did.
Oh, shit.
So he won 5 on Team Liquid and 1 on EG, so that's 6. So God damn, this guy's just stacking trophies. Holy fuck. Yeah, Bjergsen, he's only ever been on TSM and he won anything there. He won all his shit there. That's like 7 titles actually.
Yeah.
I think he won there. Good lord. So yeah, if people want to have him as top one of the top LCS players ever, that's fine. Obviously, he definitely deserves it. He's been here. He's dedicated his life here. And he's played very well. You know, it's crazy how FlyQuest had this guy last year, and somehow just were like, you know what, YuGiOh, we must need you. They chose YuGiOh over Impact. People, keep in mind they had Impact last year.
But if I'm Impact, I probably want to win back to that team the way they managed everything.
Oh
The
no,
way they
he's never
just
going back. Oh, after how badly they
no,
mismanaged their
no,
roster
that's what I'm
last
saying.
year.
That's why when
Yeah, yeah.
that's why when he left, even if they were off your contract, I wouldn't have took it. The way they mismanaged
They
the
probably
players
offered him
on
a
that,
bag. Just to be honest, they offered him a
and
lot
he
of
said,
money. He
"Fuck
just
it."
didn't. Yeah.
Hell
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he probably took less to go to Team Liquid, and
Oh, for sure he
I
did.
can't
Yeah.
blame him. Shit,
Yeah.
the
Because like, what's the point of staying on a roster like that where they have this much like roster management issues? Just this year, Busio ran it down so hard. And they're like, you know what, Jensen, you're the main issue. It's like, yeah, Jensen was a problem. Or arguably, after the series this week, you could see why they swapped him out.
the
But you about to sit there
main
and tell me that Busio wasn't an issue either? Busio was turbo griefing the entire split.
the main issue and from seeing the Dig FlyQuest series is Jensen and Aspire wanting to work. Aspire wants everyone listening to him. Jensen is, hey, this is not working, guys. Why do we keep doing this? It's kind of like
Yeah.
that
And Whipple
whole,
agrees with Inspired because, well, he's a fucking cuck and he can't think for himself. Keep in
yeah,
mind,
that fire.
guys, all of Whipple's success comes from Caps. He's never been successful outside of Caps. Ever.
Yep,
Oh, actually, to be fair, a lot of people's successes come from Caps, honestly.
exactly.
Whipple's one of them. You know, Inspired, only title he won here in LCS was when he was playing with Impact, actually. And guess who
Yep,
beat him in the spring split earlier this year? Impact.
yep.
Just saying there's a little correlation there, you know. But yeah, we'll go over the FlyQuest Dignitas series before we go over the 100 Thieves
But
team
then
one.
also,
Yeah, go ahead.
but also,
I'm just
but
gonna get a drink.
also did.
I can hear you. I'm sitting drink.
Cause I remember the EGT, it was Impact, Inspired, JoJo, Danny, and Vulcan, right?
Yep.
That was the E. Okay, like
All right. So actually, you know what? I'll do. You know, because the Dignitas one has a stomp. Let's do the Team Liquid 100 Thieves one. So how would I say this? 100 Thieves, I really don't know how you can like save them at this point. I think they'll be sixth place, given how bad Shopify and Immortals are. But they
they'll
have like,
be they'll be
yeah, go
they'll
ahead.
be fighting for that fifth spot with Dick.
Dude, it's like really bad. Like the only reason why they're not as bad as the other two teams are is because they have like somewhat competent ideas that they can't like push forward on. Because
Yeah,
Ayla is just he is like NALCS, like sorry, he's LCS Hillisang. He just isn't. He's just brain dead. He just goes in. He just goes in mindlessly and just screws over his entire team. Meech can't really play anything else outside of like Kaisa and Varus. That's it.
yeah.
You can really only play those two champions well. He's handicapped. Quid may have potentially just kind of went like, fuck it, I can't carry this team because obviously when you put him down, they can't really do anything else. I don't see like River. I just don't think he's good at these mage junglers. Like he played Brand, but he didn't really play Brand as effectively as like the other. Like we've seen Korean Chinese junglers play Brand good. Like you can take over an entire game. Even when he had no deaths at all in that game in one of the Team Liquid ones. He
Are
just
they on the same patch as the LCK? Because I think the LCK might be a patch or two behind.
LCS, whatever the newest one is right now. The LCS is live on the so whatever we play, they play. It's
Yeah,
before
I
it
won't
wasn't.
play. I won't play Brand on that patch. I want to put River on that patch. River has to be on something that could be impactful, no pun intended, but also something
Mhm.
that like he has to be on something like Sejuani, but he
Has to be
has to be
someone
like
like Vi, Maokai. Like you can play Vi, Maokai, Sejuani, like you said. Gragas can work for him. He's just not
yeah,
good at mage junglers. Like, look at the games that he plays when he's on playmaking junglers versus the ones where he can play mages. Like, it's so night and day different how much he can
yeah,
impact the game. He's. I'm not saying he can't play them, obviously. It's just like he's not good at them. You can clearly
yeah,
tell he's not good at them. They need to just be like, River, you gotta play nothing, not those. Those are you are
yeah.
banned from picking those champions. He was like, guys, I shit you on. He was like 3-0 on Brand, and he like tickled them doing damage. Like it was, and Sniper, he just can't side lane. He keeps dying in side lanes, giving over advantages. Like in the Dignitas series, all he had to do was just not die to Licorice. He dies to Licorice, gives the game over. This series against Team Liquid, constantly getting caught out, constantly.
And they know that they could.
He's in positions where he knows they'll be there.
But he's not the reason why they're losing.
Oh no! He's just giving over so many unnecessary deaths. Like if he's pushing that far, he needs to either ward himself more effectively, or he needs to tell the team, "Hey, I'm pushing this. Can you guys help me out a little bit? Get some deep wards here." He's just mindlessly split pushing and dying. It's like, bro, that's horrible. I was like, man, Sniper. I know he's better than that. No way that guy's that bad. I refuse to believe that he's not that bad. He's constantly dying. Like I don't really know how to fix any of their problems because it just looks like they don't really know how to play the map out. Like Golden Blue said, they went to Korean boot camp and nothing really worked there. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, he was telling the truth. Like, people usually laugh at those kind of interviews. No, he's telling the truth. They really don't have any idea how they want to play the game at all, honestly. They have a win against NRG. That's crucial. And didn't they beat Immortals? No, they haven't played Immortals yet.
No,
who do they play next when they come up? When
Cloud9.
They play?
They got Cloud9. Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Yep.
Summer. Right now they've lost to Team Liquid and they've lost to. Jeez, man. Summer season. Come on, summer season. Let's go. Load up Leakpedia, you piece of shit.
They lost to Team Liquid and I want to say it was FlyQuest. If it's not FlyQuest, it's somebody.
They did get a 2-0 NRG. Oh, Dig. Yeah, they lost to Dig last week. Yeah.
Dig. I know it was one of those two teams.
So they play Cloud9 next for when we come back for week 4, which is that's rough. Then they play FlyQuest. That's and then they have to. Then the Immortals is their final match of the regular season for best of 3s.
Yeah.
I'll be honest here. They need to come up with some sort of a strategy because it looks like they might. I think Jad said the format it's not changed. All you got to do is make top 6 because top 6. You know how they have the lower bracket where usually you'd be out after one series. If they make top 6, all they have to do is just get top 6. That's it.
Yeah.
Because they'll be on the winner's side and they'll get an extra shot in the playoffs. Basically, they'll have 2 shots at surviving. They just have to make top 6. I know Monty brought up like Nadeshot doesn't care. I'll just be honest with people. Nadeshot has been involved in League forever. Literally when Valorant existed, you can see him in the LCS studio in the Valorant spot cheering. Doesn't care about. I'm not saying he doesn't care. I don't know that specifically.
No, it's not that he doesn't care, but the audience, the 100C's audience for League of Legends, it seems like it disappeared. Like they moved over, they either left or it's like okay, it's like because
to be fair, they've never really found a way to actually capitalize that fan base that they had for League when they were big. Because to be fair, they never got big playing League; they got big in content creation. Actually,
by the time they was getting big, that's when you got to think about it. 100C blew up during the whole COVID thing where everyone was stuck in the house.
They had 1 million subscribers on their YouTube channel before COVID. Right before it, they had already had that milestone. They were really good.
They were about 500,000 right like months before they started building up.
Mm-hmm.
They was collabing, but they weren't signing people. They were collabing. Like it was Brooke, Valkyrie, some other people had their friends come in, and next content, boom. And then COVID happened. And
Courage and Nadeshot show. I used to watch that religiously. It used to be one of my favorite shows. Yeah.
That, and then you got the Week 3 C's. They just content. Then 100C's when summer split in 2021. Boom, right there. Okay.
That big hype. Up. Yeah, and then Nadeshot's like, you know what? Let's cancel our docu-series. All right?
I mean, but
bring it back. They brought it back anyway. They brought it back
like 2 seasons later. Think about it. That's when the team peaked. After that, that was a good way to end. That's like when the song. That's like when the
Cinderella
song
story.
ends. Yeah, the Cinderella story. That's like the you could say DRX winning worlds or what was it freaking what team won the championship that no one what team won the championship that no one expects? 2016 Cavs, 2015 Warriors. Shit, even it's like damn, like was it even G2 in 2019? Even though I think G2 might have been favorites in MSI, I was like, oh shit, and a Western team actually wins. The fuck?
Yeah.
It's like you don't
This
see
was
that shit.
yeah. Yeah, it's just I mean, I don't know what they can do honestly. Like that everyone realizes you knock down Quid or you put him down, the team just can't
You,
function.
you,
He's in a meta where he can't really do anything. Like we seen him play Corky and Talia. He's not good at those champions.
no, he's good. He's good at Talia. It's just they always put him. They always put him on Talia into a comp where it's like you don't need Talia. It's like what the his core
You
could
can't
get you
give
better.
you can't give Riven, not River, fucking hell. You can't give River
Talia.
Talia. Yeah, that's just an
I'm
instant loss.
like your comp is like.
Oh my god, that game 2 draft against Team Liquid, that was awful. What was Golden Glue doing? You remember it's the one where they chose Seraphine.
Yeah,
I
no,
like me some Seraphine.
I
I love
saw
me some fucking Seraphine.
I saw the
But
draft and I just stopped watching for the week. I was like, I'm good. At that point, I just like you know what I'm just taking a week. I'm gonna take the rest of the week off. Just
they had a
watch
better
out.
game in game one where they caught Team Liquid out and they fought them in the river and they got Baron because they kept putting Quid on Ezreal. I guess in the LCS people just want to play Ezreal mid, and he's good at Ezreal mid. He is, but you have to factor in if you're playing Ezreal mid, your damage is only going to be so high. You know,
Yeah.
he needs to be on something where he can be effective not only early on but later on in the game too. Champions like Azir. Hell, I'm a huge Syndra enthusiast. Play Syndra, play Vex, play Sylas, play Orianna, play anything. Play Tristana if you can get it up. Honestly, you know there is Corky. I don't think he's that good at Corky, but that's something that can mitigate those kind of things. You know, or play. Man,
Like no one in the LCS is good at Quirky. It's like
all of them suck at it. I don't know why they pick it. It's terrible. I was like, okay, this is. You play this against Asian teams at Esports World Cup or Worlds. Just give them a fucking trophy.
What's the LCK patch? Because I know Quirky got reworked on this patch.
Current
is LCK also on current or are they like 2 behind? Because sometimes
no, you're right. They're behind the patch. They're on the other patch before this one.
Yeah, that's me. Corky got slightly reworked.
Yeah, so basically, the patch that we're on, the LCS is on, but all the other ones are not. They still have that old format where the pros would be on the patch before we would get the live one.
Yep.
This draft right here. Let me bring it up on the screen right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
This game was fine. Oh, and obviously, I'm gonna shit on Team Liquid. Don't worry. I know Team Liquid is bad.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw this and I just turned the thing off. I was like, and then I was at work when these games are going because usually
they had them on Thursday and Friday. Yeah.
After this game, after like I saw the draft, I just left. I was like, I'm not watching this shit. Mentally, I'm already boomed. Like I got those fuckers at work. Then I saw this shit. I was like,
"What is this?
This is a good.
Why are we doing this? Why?
This is a good. No, this is a good. This is a good comment. Okay, don't. This is a good comp. The issue is we can't execute shit. Like you got to put Ayla on Seraphine. What other support are you going to put him on? Honestly, be serious.
He can impact in.
Oh fuck that!
You actually can't give that guy anything. You actually can't give him anything. He's just gonna perma feed. That's just what he does. I mean, I would have said I would probably just had Quid maybe on a mage here. I don't think Renekton makes a whole lot of sense if you're gonna run with 4 squishy targets. I think I would put
Sniper on Camille, but I see Sniper on Camille. I'm like, oh fuck. Okay.
Oh no! I mean an actual tank. Like Sion is probably or Gragas Sion. Probably the
You
best
need
thing
more
you need to do.
engages to get around.
Gragas is fine on that. Scion is perma engage. That's all you really need.
The issue with snipers on something like Gragas, he's gonna want to engage, and if he gets caught out, he's super fucked. That's the issue. That's the issue with sniper. People don't realize.
I'm looking at it from
he wants to be the carry top. Yeah. It's like, oh fuck. Oh god.
That guy has to settle down. He's gonna be on Scion duty for a while. You can give that guy Mordekaiser. You can play.
I'm about to say Mordekaiser. I'm
you
not.
You can't play Mordekaiser.
I'm not putting sniper on Scion because he's gonna try to run in and die and then get killed after.
Oh, that's Scion essentially. You know.
I know, but he's going to do it to the point where it's going to be detrimental to the. He's going to do it in a team fight when they actually need him.
Yeah, he dies early. The problem with that is, like, at least with Scion, at least he'll be tanky and enough to, like, peel for his team. With Renekton, as far as he fell behind this game, Renekton's, like, useless. If you're like 0-4 like he was, I don't even know what you do, honestly. You know? Right. At least on Scion, you'd be able to engage effectively.
As long as you just get 6, bottom out, and then figure out what the fuck you gotta do. Because at this point,
I don't even know how you patch up their issues. Like from
you don't. You just play out the rest of the season, bottom out, and then figure out what fucking figure out who has to stay and who has to go. You got, in my opinion, you just keep quitting River and get rid of everybody else. Even get rid of Sniper.
Yeah,
right? I think Sniper is one of those. He's too good for the Challenger League, but he's not good enough yet for the LCS. That's what I think it is.
The problem with it is they doing this with Sniper makes sense because it's like it would be like just one guy, but they're doing it with like 2 people. They're doing it with Meech and Sniper, and it's like
my thing is what ADC do you bring in after Double leave, or do you have Double Lift stay? Double Lift, like, do you want Double Lift stay and then his support?
Oh no, Ayla? Wasn't that? Oh god, Double Lift Ayla. That is
Double Lift might actually try to kill Ayla, like that.
I think their idea was, hey, we'll get a non-demanding ADC that'll just play like things like what he's playing. Ashe,
but you got one that's too passive. He's too passive though.
Well, he's just not mechanically strong. Like I think that's the reason why their bot lane is not good. Something you can't play team fights very well.
No. The issue is they went from an ADC that would talk too much to one that doesn't talk at all. Now you're like, oh yeah, fuck. Yeah. This guy doesn't talk.
No, I agree with that too. It's just they went from
mechanically, they already knew he was mechanically strong. You just go watch the tapes, but then when you go watch the voice comment, you're like, he don't say shit.
Yeah, he's Targamas. He's Targamas. Oh no.
He's Targamas with super skills. Oh fuck, man. Yeah.
It's like that. So they went from Double Lift being too demanding to basically a guy that's not demanding. It's like, no. There has to be some level of balance there. If he's going to be the ADC, he has to know what he wants to do because it's the main source of consistent damage. You know, like when he's playing Kai'Sa, you can see that happening for him. If he's not playing Kai'Sa, he doesn't have any of the drive to play out the game. I really don't know how you help him with that, honestly.
Ashe everything makes sense. I probably would have put
Ashe is a champion you can do that on. Ashe, you can poke, you can engage, you can do all that stuff. He even has a built-in hook shot you can ward.
I probably would have went Ashe Nautilus or like,
oh god, yeah. Also, for Team Liquid this series, I don't think APA played that well. I don't think Team Liquid's also that good either.
No, Team Liquid played
Impact
bad.
Throughout this series specifically played very well.
Team Liquid played bad. The issue is
thank you, Ads.
Like Team Liquid played bad, but when you play against a team full of like rookies and Ayla and River, it's like you get bailed out because their own mistakes fuck them.
Really not much.
Yeah.
Like this was the turning point in the game. They got Baron after this.
Yeah.
River was playing safe, and they managed to get on top of Yon and kill him. Then they get Baron, but
because
it got
in the
essentially
spring,
out team fought throughout the entire game.
Because in the spring split, they win these, but I don't know what's going on this year where they're not winning. Because in the spring split, they win though. They win them like
Remember that
they'll win the game.
one game? Yeah, that was the one game. This is an entire series where you get to
No,
go
I'm
back
saying
and
even that, but no,
yeah,
but the same thing happened last year. They would still win a
yeah.
game. That's me. They should have went to 3. That's from them getting 2-0. You're
Oh,
like,
okay.
what the fuck is going on? It's like game 1 doesn't happen. Game 2, it's like you sit there. You're like, I don't know what's going on with this team. It's like if Nate Shot pulls out 100 seeds, I wouldn't be sad. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be sad because I'm like, yep, that makes sense. It's fucked up, but it's like,
Yeah, like we'll have to see. I mean, we'll have to see how all the year plays out. I mean, it was rumored they were gonna take the money that the LCS offered them to leave. You know, they had that meeting where they're like, "Who still wants in
yeah,
this shit?" He was rumored one of them to leave. Remember, we're gonna be having 6 teams next year coming up.
yeah, he was. I think that there's teams people want to leave is IMT and Dig, but now it might be Shopify Rebellion. It could be it could still be Dig. Um, I think I told him one team I would not be surprised to leave is IMT and not IMT 100 seeds. I think I would not be surprised if they leave.
100 Thieves
Like,
and IMT leave. Yeah, those are probably the teams leaving. Honestly,
yeah, like I would be I would actually be happier if it was Shopify Rebellion.
oh no, yeah, we'll talk about them. One more thing. Impact I think played very well, but I'll be honest with you guys. It's, how else was he supposed to look against that?
Yep.
Like, one of the games, Ayla is level 4 on Ophelia, so he doesn't even respect that Mordekaiser could just pull him in. He doesn't even flash it. Like,
Exactly.
so easy to win in situations like that. APA was playing horrible that series too. APA can play so bad. Ziggs, and it's like, hey, this guy can only play Ziggs. Yeah, let's let him have Ziggs. It's like Golden Glue. Holy shit, man. Jesus Christ, dude. All right, Sharkfire Rebellion. The same thing we said about Vitality is the same thing I'll just echo here. They just swapped out a jungler for Fat Tomio. They went from literally if they had beaten Cloud9 in that game, if they had beaten them, they would have had a shot at making playoffs. They went from potentially having a close game against Cloud9 in spring to make playoffs, given how bad they were, to now just being ultra non-competitive. That's what happens when you swap out a jungler. That's what happens when you have no early game presence in your jungler. Remember he went on the LCS Pros thing they have, the series that they have for the LCS, and he talked about how bad he was playing on Nidalee. There's no way you should ever lose to that guy. There's literally no reason to lose to that guy at all. This, like, it reminds me of about the LeBron James situation people are talking about now. Why is Tomio here? It's because potentially what? Revan, who was the TSM head coach last year, and he's shot by, but does he just like Tomio more than Boogie? I'll be honest here. Why is he here? Unless it's just nepotism. There's no reason why he should be here. He's not good at all. He doesn't even understand how to play the game at all. You know? Fake God is trash. B-Boy's playing with Zazul. Zazul looks like he's about to eat 5 KFCs in one. Insanity just sucks. Like, no one should be losing to Shopify Rebellion, honestly. There should be no reason to lose them at all. They're just so bad. You saw that Cloud9 series? There was a point in the Cloud9 series, they didn't even fight them and just out-macroed them. And they just... What's that meme of the handshaking thing? You like handshaking shit and you just give? That's literally what they did. They did the handshake meme. They just gave them everything. Cloud9 just went in there, took the sink, took the refrigerator, took the food, took the couch, took the electricity, took the copper out of the building to sell it for crack.
Oh, shit.
Cloud9 literally went, and Cloud9 themselves haven't been that good themselves either, you know? They've not been like ultra bad, but you can also see in Cloud9's play where Berserker is really trying to show people he's doing that thing. What's the thing I say? He's cosplaying a guy trying to play with Vulcan. That's what he's doing. That's all he's doing. Thanatos, like I said last week, is an upgrade to Fudge. People said, well, Fudge was... No. They needed to get rid of him. He wasn't playing good. He himself admitted he wasn't playing good. I hate how people always do that in League. They're like, the player that we're criticizing will literally self-admit, hey, I'm playing like shit. I ran it down. Should have kept him, though. No. Like, if a person like that admits he's playing bad and you keep him, he'll just keep playing bad. There's no drive for him to improve. He needed to have gotten swapped out. Blabber looks okay, not like MVP form, but okay. Jojo Pion looks okay. Yeah. I don't know if they can beat Team Liquid right now. They have a lot of communication issues, but the synergy is a big problem for the team. I don't honestly know if it's going to be a fixable thing. Maybe Reaper can do it. Reaper can pull out and do something on this team.
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, nah.
Abort? I met Reaper in real life. He looks like he got a big old fat one down there. He was rapping in those LCK TV videos, spitting hot bars. Reaper can rap better than Lil Pump. Just saying. Reaper spitting. But yeah, Shop Rebellion is pure trash. Guys, there is no way possible Tomio should be in the league. Absolutely at all. He's bad. He's giga shit. People literally said B-Boy was one of the best ADCs last year on this split on the All-Pro team.
Yeah.
To a guy that just can't do anything. Because Zeyzal looks like he's going to eat him in the game and out of the game. So, is there anything you want to say about Shopify Rebellion, Team Liquid, any of the teams actually?
Shopify needs to just get rid of them. Team Liquid is good. I don't know if they're going to defend the title. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure they're going to be the final two teams in the finals. I think it's Cloud9 right now, and possibly FlyQuest.
Yeah, because we'll go over the match of the week, which is FlyQuest versus Dig. This wasn't a match of the week, guys. This was a complete clap stomp in the ground. I don't want to say, I can't say those things on YouTube.
Dig had the whole promotional thing. It's like they'll play some Kendrick and then they got beat. Bad. I was rooting for Dig too because I don't like nothing about Spy. I don't like nothing about FlyQuest. They look like the organization that they can get everything right and still find a way to fuck it up. Like I can't like FlyQuest. After last year, I can't like nothing about FlyQuest. There are some incompetent people over there.
God. And I'll be honest here, even with Dig, remember how last year they had that Armut roster and going into the preseason, people thought that roster would at least make like 6. Even when Dignitas have name value players, because it's always been a joke that they couldn't afford big value players. Then the time they can afford the big value players, or they're like the only option you can take because they're the only thing in town, they can't. I don't know what is it with the org like that. Even when they have bad players, they're bad. When they have good players, they're bad. This is perpetually bad. It's, in that video we watched for FlyQuest's clapback to Dignitas, which is really, really bad.
Yeah.
Inspired said they'd beat them in scrims 16-2. I was like, oh shit, that's probably not good. Probably not good. That's not good. Holy crap. Oh god, this was bad, guys. This was a hyped up match only for it to be over in 2 games. And it was just all bad, guys. Jensen got clapped by Quad. Inspired beat the living shit out of Spica. Actually just beat the actual fuck out of him. He was terrible. The bot lane got railed.
All these series suck. I'm sorry. This was not a fun week of League. All these series were just if this is your first time watching League, this might be your last time watching League. That's how bad these games were. I'm like, none of these series went to 3. None of them look close. None of them look interesting. I was like, yeah, I'm done. It's one of those where it's like you watch it, like, oh, they're going on break for 3 weeks. All right, cool. I don't care. That's what that is. It's one of those I don't care if they come back. It's like these.
Yeah, people were fighting for the LCS and guys, what are we fighting over here? I'll be honest, if you just gave me the LCK and the LPL, I'd be good with that. I'd even take Nongshim and fucking the bad teams in the LCK to
Yeah,
this. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, when the games come back, what's gonna happen? These guys are awful. I mean, LCS was bad last split, if we're being honest here. You know?
yeah,
LCS was terrible last split. People were like, it's one of the best splits ever, and I'm like, we're not watching the same games here, are we? We're in two different worlds here.
exactly.
Because that last split was bad. This split's awful. Yeah, like the fly. I know people were hyped up about the Fly Dignitas series, but I'll be honest here, it's Dignitas. I'm not hyped for them. I wasn't that hyped for them when we did our preseason power rankings for them.
Yeah,
Dignitas is not a good or trash. They're bad with bad players. They're bad with good players. I mean, they're trying to win with Isles. It's like, come on, man. Like Zen has been good for them, but
I,
not B Void. What's his name? Masu. Masu can match him. It's not that big of a difference there.
yeah,
Inspired's always been better than Spica. It's kind of just the thing. What's his name? Quad
yeah.
clap
Because
Jensen pretty hard.
Inspire talking shit, and I'm like, I hope this guy doesn't make worlds. I want him to lose so bad. I don't like nothing about FlyQuest. Like I don't like. I like the Dignitas video. I wish they would have just played better. Cause I don't like nothing about like Inspired. I don't like nothing about him. I never been a fan of Inspired. Like I find every time like his team lost, I was like, yeah, he played like shit. He looked like shit. I can see why he didn't play last year. He looked like shit. Like what was it this spring? Yeah,
What's
there was a reason
spring?
why
Spring. Oh, okay.
because he wasn't on the team in the spring. I was like, that's why he wasn't on the
No, he
team.
was on for summer. Summer. He was on EG for the spring. Remember? He was with JoJo
No, no, this year.
this year. Was he not on a team this year?
No, you remember he was. If he wasn't, I don't,
He was on
no.
FlyQuest this year. You talking about last year?
Last year. Last year. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Last year, also he said because he gets on.
Yeah, he's got that personality that kind of rubs people the wrong way. I mean, I will say this: I like it because it gives at least a reason for people to care. You know, he at least can do that, and I think people just don't care about the league anymore. You know, like
I don't think people care about League of Legends like that anymore. Because
might be just the that might just be the LCS. The LCS not good.
I was like even for the LCK, it's kind of like even when like T1 lost to KT, it was like okay, T1's going to smoke them in the playoffs. It's one of those things where it's like okay, Genji's just going to win.
Yeah.
It's the one thing where they're like, oh okay, Genji's
I'll be honest, with you, man. Yeah, people were over. I mean, I do agree. T1 didn't play that good in that series at all. But the problem here is like this is what happened a long time ago when Rogue were like undefeated and they lost to like Astralis, and people were like, "Oh my god, Astralis beat them." It's like, why are we overhyping a single win that's gonna not matter in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah.
Like KT winning right now means nothing. People say, "Well, who would you call the bottom 4 team beside KT?" KT, if you have not been watching this play, KT have looked like actual terrible dog shit.
KT, Darmsham, DRX, and what's the other fucking team?
DRX. Yeah, KT is one of the bottom 4 teams. Yeah, this is what happens in league. People like teams can be upset. That happens. But just because T1 got upset and not played good in those latter 2 games, that doesn't mean that KT is good themselves. I guarantee you, KT is going to lose more than half of their games coming up. Are people? I'll say this right now: if people are so confident KT can make a comeback after this win, take all your bets, put your money on them, put your money where your mouth is, and bet on them.
I'm trying to say it because
I don't see a world they keep that form. No way. Their team is terrible.
Genji, Hamlet, T1, DK.
Because what's their strength of schedule coming up? Let me see right now. LCK.
It might be just the same 6 teams that make playoffs again because Fear X trash, Nomshin trash. Oh, Bryan's the worst. They're the absolute worst.
Bryan is absolutely terrible.
That's how bad they are because I forgot they were even in the league. I was like, oh shit, this team's so bad.
And don't worry, guys. I'll go over the T1 KT series coming up this Thursday because we got to go do something. I got to go do some other stuff in just a moment here, so we got to wrap it up in just a second. I just want to go over KT's standard schedule. So KT played Nongshim next, Fear X, and then they play. Yeah. I think they have. So someone said maybe they did just as bad because they had the hardest strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh god. That people have to understand. You can have a hard strength of schedule and still be competitive. Okay, they were not competitive in any single way possible. That means, okay, so that's even worse. They can only play against teams that are just so much worse than them because they have just better players by default. That's actually awful. That's actually terrible. That means they ain't shit. They really can't do anything, honestly. You know what's crazy? That's what we're at right now with KT. They beat T1. Congratulations. That team's, they're still bottom four material. The only reason why it's not showing is because there's other giga shittier teams in the league.
Yeah.
To be honest here, I'm not saying T1 when I fall for losing. I'm just saying the fact that this will not matter later on in the year. Like if T1 are in the finals and T1 beat KT in the playoffs, it's like, all right, cool, you got an upset in the regular season. Congratulations. Hope this means anything to you. I'm just saying, like, this happens so many times in competitive league. It's just nonsense at this point. Like, remember when people people thought that, oh, yeah, Rogue beat G2. That means Rogue's going to be in the finals. There's actual Reddit threads of, like, Rogue being in the finals. I'm like, you guys are crackheads.
Oh, shit.
People are just stupid. You know? Upsets happen. This is just what a competitive sport is. That's just how it works, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so I'm going to get this thing done. And we'll go do the episode of the Iron Man podcast in about 30, 45 minutes. Okay, everyone. Okay. So anything you want to shill and say before we head out, actually?
None at the moment. Besides the video I got out now, I got one talking about the Pokemon TCG, and then I got one talking about the YuGiOh TCG. Cut up this week, and then I'm still running over that video with me and Selena. That's me. Be on the lookout for that. Other than that, not much people. Peace out.
You made a video with Selena? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't give you permission for that.
What? Okay. Yeah.
Oh, shit. But yeah, guys, LCS is coming back in 2 weeks.
She likes this black guy more than she likes you. I'm blacker.
No, let's do a poll in the group. Do a poll.
Yeah.
Watch everyone troll and pick you over me.
Oh, hell yeah. Like,
no way. We got it. We'll ask her. We'll be like, hey, who do you like more? Me or Chaz? She'll be like, MSK's richer, better looking, you know, SWAT, and more charismatic.
But Chaz don't want y'all take a bullet for her. Your ass gonna run like a little bitch.
I'm not dying for a woman. You're out of your mind. Exactly. Hell no. Hell no. You take a bullet for a woman? You're insane.
Yeah, guess what? That night, I'm going to be in them guts.
No.
Not her guts.
No.
I'm going to be in Lenno's guts.
Nope. I didn't give you permission for that shit.
I'm going to be cracking them little Mexican cheeks. Pulling her hair and smacking that ass.
You can do that to me, too.
Nah, that's James. James will do that to you.
Oh, we're going to... you know, one of those G&G meetups, or there's going to be one for Gabe coming up. I'll be able to see Lennon. We're going to go San Diego for a day. Not an entire day. The event before Comic-Con is 7 to 11 on the 24th, coming up in July.
Yeah.
Which is basically 3 weeks from now. I already RSVP'd for it. She was like, can I go? And I was like, well, yeah, if you figure out how to RSVP, it takes like less than 2 seconds. She was like, why can't you do it for me? I was like, you can only register 2 emails. I did it for me and James. I can't do it for hers because I don't have her login info. I was like, you figure it out.
Oh shit.
I literally would have. I'll be honest, I would have did it if I could, but you know I can't. So I was like, you figure it out, bitch.
Damn. That's why she'll never give me no pussy.
Dude, if she can't figure out how to do that, it's literally 2 seconds. There's no way. She was like, this costs $45. And I'm like, it's free. Figure it out. God damn. I got to walk her through everything.
Yes.
God, she calls me a Shaniqua. Every time we talk to each other, I'm like, you fucking taco fucking bitch. God damn. So, yes, everyone. The LCS returns in about 2 weeks. I don't know exactly when the Esports World Cup starts. And yes, we're covering it because fuck lettuce, bacon, tomato people. I do not care about them at all. And this event starts Thursday. So I don't know for League, but the event is supposed to start on the 4th of July. through the 24th. So that's when the Esports World Cup begins. I don't know when the league stuff will start, but we'll keep you guys updated about that. We will be watching that. We will be talking about that. And then on Thursday, we'll go over like some of the hypocrisy in the scene. There's a video that we need to kind of EFAP with the worst person in esports right now currently. It's a really good video done by someone, honestly, to highlight just how much, dishonesty and pathetic virtue signaling is in the league community in general, actually. So yeah, just want to let you guys know the Cloud9 podcast VODs are going to Rumble. If you don't want to watch on here, you can watch on there eventually. I'll have all the episodes uploaded for you guys. We'll have what else on here? The YuGiOh channel is going to be starting very soon. The gaming channel is going to be up and running very soon. And if you are watching the Cloud9 podcast on the podcasting platforms, then the newest episodes will all be out in due time. I'm catching up currently right now to put the episodes out, and we'll have that done for you very, very soon. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. If you're a new viewer, returning viewer, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video, comment down below, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you guys in the next one.